Hi everyone, this is Ios, and today we're going to talk about the new spoilers for the upcoming set, March of the Machine. We just got spoiled some amazing new cards, and I just wanted to make a video, even if the whole set isn't out yet. I just wanted to show these. And I just gotta tell you, some of these new cards will make you burst out laughing. So without further ado, let's just get into it. First up is Yarpel and Multani, the defenders of Dominaria, are an 18/6 legendary creature, frog spirit elemental for 3, 2 black and 1 green mana. Also in Dominaria, the Phyrexians will face Slamford and Squee, a 3/3 legendary creature fungus goblin for 1 black, 1 red and 1 green mana that says, whenever Slamford and Squee enters the battlefield or attacks, create a 1/1 green sapperling creature token. And then for 1, a black, a red, and a green mana, sacrifice a sapperling, return Slamford and Squee and up to 1 other target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and activate only as a sorcery. This card, however, will be only found in the Commander set. Getting back to the March of the Machine main set, we have 2 of the best friends, Thalia and the Githrock Monster, a 4/4 legendary creature, human frog horror for 1, a white, a black, and a green mana, and they have First Strike and Death Touch. And you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, and when Thalia and the Githrock Monster attacks, sacrifice a creature or land and then draw a card. Up next, in Zendikar, on the Phyrexian side, we have Omnath, Locus of All, a 4/4 legendary creature, Phyrexian elemental for Wooburg, but the black can be paid with 2 life. If you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes black instead. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card if it has 3 or more colored mana symbols in its mana cost. If you do, add 3 mana in any combination of its colors and put it into your hand. If you don't reveal it, put it into your hand. Up next, we have a pile of Winmore effects in Jin-Gitaxias. It is a 5/5 legendary creature, Phyrexian Praetor, for 3 and 2 blue, with ward 2, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, draw a card. And then, for 3 and a blue, exile Jin-Gitaxias, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery, and only if you have 7 or more cards in hand. Then we have the Great Synthesis, a saga that has the first chapter. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. You have no maximum hand size for as long as you control the Great Synthesis. Second chapter, return all non-Phyrexian creatures to their owner's hand. And third chapter, you may cast any number of spells from your hand without paying their mana costs. Exile the Great Synthesis, then return it to the battlefield, front face up. Our next card is Heliod the Radiant Dawn, a 4/4 legendary enchantment creature god for 2 and 2 white that has, when Heliod the Radiant Dawn enters the battlefield, return target enchantment card that isn't a god from your graveyard to your hand. And then it has, for 3 and a blue Phyrexian mana, transform Heliod the Radiant Dawn, activate only as a sorcery. And on the flip side, we have Heliod the Warped Eclipse, a 4/6 legendary enchantment creature, Phyrexian god, that says you may cast spells as though they had flash, and spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each card your opponents have drawn this turn. Our next card is Galta and Mavren, a 12/12 legendary creature, Dinosaur Vampire for 3, 2 green and 2 white mana that has trample, and whenever you attack, choose 1. Create a tapped and attacking XX green dinosaur creature token with trample, where X is the greatest power among other attacking creatures, or create X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. And now we have Drana and Limweller, a 3/4 legendary creature, vampire angel for 1, 2 white and 1 black mana that has flying vigilance, and activated abilities of creatures your opponents control can't be activated. Drana and Limweller has all activated abilities of all creatures your opponents control, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate those abilities. Up next, we have our first Planeswalker in Chandra, Hope's Beacon, with 5 loyalty for 4 and 2 red mana. We have legendary Planeswalker Chandra. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn. And then, +2 loyalty, add 2 mana in any combination of colors. +1 loyalty, exile the top 5 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from among the exiled cards. And -X, Chandra, Hope's Beacon deals X damage to each of up to 2 targets. Breach the Multiverse is a sorcery for 5 and 2 black mana that says each player mills 10 cards. For each player, choose a creature or planeswalker card in that player's graveyard. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Then each creature you control becomes a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. Fairy Mastermind is a creature designed by Yuta Takahashi. It's a 2/1 fairy rogue for 1 and 1 blue. It has flying, flash, and whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. And then for 3 and a blue, each player draws a card. Katsilda and Lear is a commander-only card. It is a 3/3 legendary creature human for 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue mana. And it says, whenever you cast a human spell, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. And finally, Gorogoro and Satoru is also a commander-only card. It is a 3/4 legendary creature, goblin human, for 1 blue, 1 black, and 1 red mana that reads, whenever 1 or more creatures you control that enter the battlefield this turn deal combat damage to a player, create a 5/5 red dragon spirit creature token with flying, and then for 1 and a red mana, creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. As always, if you enjoyed the content, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.